First tonight, adding clarity, Communications Director in the OPM says the government's One Tax Bahamas initiative has been in development for several years and is not a new tax. Plus, amid a recent uptick in sex crimes, the National Security Minister is weighing in.
To potential victims, I'd use the same line the police use. Be aware of your surroundings.
And
tonight on our news, National Security Minister Miles Arruda is sounding off on that CARICOM election observers report recently released. Stay tuned tonight for more details.
And then in our news at 7:30, government moving forward with its plan of strengthening workplace protections and bringing the laws in line with the changing needs of workers and employers. We have the details for these stories and more as our news live at 7 starts now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. The Office of the Prime Minister is moving to address growing questions about the government's One Tax Bahamas initiative as the country prepares for the first phase of its rollout next month. The discussion follows the Department of Inland Revenue's announcement that registration for a new 10-digit Bahamas Identification Number, or BIN, will open on September 1st. The BIN is expected to serve as a single identifier across a number of government revenue services as part of a broader effort to modernize how those services are delivered. Director of Communications, Senator Latrey Ramming, says the project has been in development for several years and is part of the government's wider digital transformation agenda, not to create a path toward an income tax.
One Tax Bahamas is not a new tax. It does not increase tax rates, nor creates a path for new taxes. I repeat, to avoid any room for doubt or political mischief, this is not the beginning of income tax. For years, Bahamians have expressed frustration at having to go in circles to access government service and to meet their obligations. One Tax Bahamas responds to those concerns by creating a modernized digital platform to which Bahamians will progressively be able to manage VAT, business license, real estate property taxes, and other services in one place using a Bahamas Identification Number.
Inland Revenue officials say the platform will eventually bring together services that are currently housed in separate systems, with additional features expected to be introduced over time. Meanwhile, opposition leader Michael Pintard is urging the government to delay the rollout, arguing that a universal taxpayer identification system deserves greater public discussion and review before it is implemented. Ramming maintains the September 1st date does not represent a full launch, but rather the start of a longer transition process.
For Bahamians, this means a simpler process, less duplication, clearer access to information, and fewer unnecessary administrative hurdles, particularly for small business owners. Importantly, the 1st of September 2026 marks only the beginning of early registration. It is not the full implementation of the system. Services will be introduced in phase, supported by clear guidance, public education, and stakeholder consultation, and a practical assistance so that no Bahamian is left behind.
Well, there's been a major concern over a recent uptick in sex crimes, specifically rape. For the past couple weeks, crime reports have been filled with underage girls sexually assaulted. Recently, a 26-year-old was charged with 2 counts of rape in connection with a case that sparked widespread discussion on social media. In another instance, a man was convicted of fondling a 9-year-old girl as she slept. When asked about the uptick on the sidelines of a guns trafficking workshop, National Security Minister Miles Arruda had this to say.
To potential victims, I'd use the same line the police use. Be aware of your surroundings. Try to keep yourself safe. Know the people who are around you, who you're going to be catching rides with, because some of the victims, their perpetrators or alleged perpetrators are known to them. And so that would be some of the advice I'd give.
Meantime, a 28-year-old man who missed over 60 court-ordered check-ins while on bail for attempted murder has been jailed for 3 years. Donovan Higgins, who had initially denied breaching his bail conditions, changed his plea when he appeared before senior magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. and admitted to skipping 66 police station check-ins between February 18th and July 17th, 2026. Higgins was on bail after prosecutors accused him of shooting Archelaus Thompson in the neck in 2022. He's also admitted to that crime and is serving a 15-year sentence. National Security Minister Miles Sirota says while the results of the May 12th election have been confirmed as legitimate, there is still room to improve the electoral process. That follows a recent CARICOM observers report, which highlighted several deficiencies, including concerns over xenophobia, campaign financing, and the need for an independent parliamentary registration department. Sirota, who has responsibility for the electoral process, says while the criticisms are fair, the election itself was accurate and fair. Joshua Williams tells us more.
A lot of things are going on right now in the country, but many still keeping an eye on that election observers report released by CARICOM on our most recent general elections. And today, National Security Minister Miles Sirota says he too has seen the report. International observers have kept a close eye on the Bahamas' elections for years. And during the most recent poll in May, the observers say they noticed some inconsistencies, which, while troubling, could be addressed through new legislation and electoral reforms. One of those key findings, instances of, quote, xenophobic rhetoric regarding the Haitian community, end quote, which could have undermined voter confidence among Bahamians of Haitian descent. So what does the government have to say? When National Security Minister Miles Sirota was asked about the matter, he had this response.
The election of 2026 is no different than the election of 2021 or the election of 2017. The Bahamian people spoke. While I would admit that there were some glitches, I think that if you look at the process dispassionately, the Bahamian people express their vote, and you don't hear too much complaining about the outcome.
On Election Day, CARICOM observers monitored 317 of the 322 polling divisions across New Providence and Grand Bahama. They noticed some minor inconsistencies in voter identification and ink checking procedures, but said those issues did not disrupt the overall voting process. The report also found that extreme care was taken to preserve ballot secrecy.
When you have 67% and people are complaining, check around the world. We had repeat governments with 30% voter outcome, and there's a certain segment of our society would glorify those countries, but yet complain about what happened in a country that had 67% voter turnout.
The report also calling for campaign finance legislation and an independent parliamentary registration department after identifying a number of issues. Sirota says while he agrees the PRD should be independent, that's not all.
The advance poll and how long it took for individuals to vote. Complaints about we did not have provisions for the elderly. They were on the lines of, like everybody else. They are genuine complaints that we could try to rectify.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Well, King Charles III and Queen Camilla are set to visit the Bahamas. It's the first stop on their 8-day Caribbean tour this autumn, scheduled to run from October 27th to November 4th, concluding with the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, in Antigua. This visit will be significant as it will be the first time in over 30 years that a sitting royal has planned to visit. And it will be King Charles's first return to the Bahamas since 1973, when he attended our inaugural independence celebrations. As the excitement surrounding this historic event grows in both local and international circles, Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell says the specifics of the trip have yet to be finalized. However, he did provide information regarding the protocols that have already been established for the King and Queen.
When you have large protocol events, Foreign Affairs draws from other people in the public service, and they come temporarily and do the protocol work. So that's probably what's likely to happen. The tradition whenever a head of state comes to a country is the cabinet shows up at the airport. The Governor General, in this case, greets the King, introduces the Prime Minister and the cabinet to the King, and then he departs for whatever his duties are going to be.
And 26 years ago today, the country's first prime minister in an independent Bahamas, the Right Honorable Sir Lyndon Pinling, passed away at his residence at the age of 70 after battling an illness. Regarded as the father of the nation, the anniversary of his death is being marked by personal reflections. This, according to Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Fred Mitchell. Mitchell extended his condolences to the Pinling family and took the opportunity to emphasize Sir Lyndon's legacy, adding that, in his view, the evidence of Pinling's leadership can still be observed today through the achievements of his mentees.
So Hubert Ingram was brought into public life by Lyndon Pinling, mentored by him, trained by him, shepherded by him, and he ended up, of course, succeeding him as prime minister, even though in another political party. So then you have in the Progressive Liberal Party itself, Right Honorable Perry Christie was his chosen successor, and he too ultimately became Prime Minister of the Bahamas. So whether on the PLP or the F&M side, Lyndon Pinling, Bill Allen said, strode across the Bahamas like a colossus.
Alrighty, we've still got more news to share tonight, but for now, meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, happy Wednesday.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. A warm day around the islands. We had some rumbles of thunder earlier this morning, a couple of thunderstorms off the shore. But it's quiet now, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. The winds out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature. It's hanging out in the upper 90s. Feels like 97 on the outdoors. Temperatures right now around the family of islands. We are in the mid to upper 80s once again. 85 in Freeport, Grand Bahama. 84 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and in Alistown, Bimini. We pick up 85s. Great Harbour Key, the Berry Islands, Governor's Harbour, Eleuthera, Nicholstown, North Andros, 86. Central Bahamas, 86 in Kemps Bay, South Andros, Black Point, Exuber, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, and in Deadman's Key. Pair of 87s in Georgetown, Great Exuber, Port Nelson, Rum Key. And down the southeast Bahamas, 85, Duncan Town, Ragged Island, string of 87s in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, Abrahams Bay, Meguana, Providenciales, Tricks, and Kickers Islands, Matthewtown in Agua. You rounded the temperature profile at 88. Satellite radar composite, we were busy this morning across the northwest Bahamas, actually all day. We have an upper level disturbance spinning across the northern islands. That's helping to spark some showers and thunderstorms. Some severe thunderstorm warnings issued by the Department of Meteorology earlier today. This moisture plume is going to stay with us with that upper level low, slowly drifting towards the west. There's another one coming out of Puerto Rico that should get in here by the weekend. So we're looking at some more showers and some thunderstorms in the forecast. So you may have to keep the rain gear handy during the time frame. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. We'll take a second look at our weather later on in the newscast.
Coming up in sports, we get started with tennis expansion. Sweet Belle Sun on a sort of homecoming-ish. And in baseball last night, just hits. No misses or wins.
A Sure Win is open 24/7.
You can now top up your AssureWin account anytime online with the online deposit option on AssureWin.com.
Or via any convenient Sun Cash ATM. Just click the AssureWin selection.
It's quick, easy, and always open. AssureWin online. What's your game?
Lotto, casino, or sportsbook.
Win big. It's a sure win.
Quick, easy, and always open. A Sure Win online.
When you are hungry and on a tight budget, don't settle. Make the only choice and head on over to Wendy's and grab a biggie bag. Choose from a day's single, classic, or spicy chicken with a junior fry, regular drink, and 4-piece nuggets for only $9.95. Fat inclusive. Order one today that is made fresh especially for you when you order it. Wendy's is fast food done right. Certain restrictions apply.
For 38 years, Struckham Commercial Pest Services has provided trained certified technicians while using environmentally safe, industry-standard products. Pests can devastate your business. Together, we will ensure adequate sanitation standards and safe pest exclusion methods. Uncontrolled pest problems lead to significant financial loss due to food contamination, business disruption, and stock waste. Struckham provides detailed solutions protecting your business and reputation. Struckham, #1 in pest control services.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The best way to get the game of tennis out there Gotta teach the teachers. To that end, the Bahamas Foundation and the John McEnroe Tennis Center are putting the rackets in the hands of the people charged with reaching the next generation. The foundation is working toward getting more Bahamian kids into tennis. That effort starts with equipment, access, and knowledge of the game. Dozens of government school PE teachers recently got a course in tennis at the John McEnroe Tennis Center, learning the basics, the rules, the regulations, but more importantly, how to teach the game. The training is a part of Bahamas Junior Tennis Pilot Program, which will introduce red ball tennis into PE classes at 5 primary schools and reach about 3,500 students. Not saying it's a guarantee, but it has worked out that way. Every time Clay plays near water, he wins a couple championships. And this body of water just happens to be close to home. The 4-time NBA champ signed a 2-year deal with the Miami Heat, but when he spoke to the media about his new home, he made sure to mention something we already know very well, the impact of the Bahamas. BJ and Jazz had some late inning heroics. Wasn't enough to get their teams wins, but it was enough for us to talk about these numbers. Murray went 3 for 5 with 4 RBI for the Iowa Cubs in their 9-6 loss to Omaha in AAA play. All he needed for the cycle was the home run. He had an RBI triple in the first, 2 RBI double in the 8th, and an RBI single in the 9th. Meanwhile, in the Bronx, Jazz was trying to keep the Yankees alive against Houston. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. His single in the 8th brought the Yankees within 1, but Houston added an insurance run in the 9th to seal it 9-7. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. Senior producer's back, so I have to be back right here on our news at 7:30.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as massive flash floods in a border area of Nepal and China killed at least 160 people and left hundreds still missing. Plus, a fire in Pakistan's capital killed 14 newborns in a hospital nursery on Wednesday. Only one baby of the 15 was rescued. And Haiti gets a $3 million OAS Japan deal to expand ID systems ahead of elections. We have the details when our news returns.
Rubens has career wear from Casper and Klein and LeSuit that will take you from office perfection to after-hour elegance with professional tailored suiting and business casual pieces. We have your 9-to-5 fit, even in plus. At Rubens, we believe trailblazing women need clothing that will consistently deliver powerful looks that complement their style and confidence. Rubens has workwear for the guys too, with Dockers and Nautica pants, dress shirts, and more to enhance his professional wardrobe. Get dressed up with Rubens, Harbor Bay and Palmdale Plaza, with timeless suiting made to work.
You or a loved one currently under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Our compassionate team is committed to patients and their loved ones. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept all major insurance. With 2 locations to serve you, at Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street, we also ship to the Family Islands. Visit us on Facebook or call Ports at 377-1771.
Hey, you see Paradise Games out of new casino?
What you mean new casino? You mean like new games?
Yes, babe. Brand new games. You ain't never see these yet. Check this. It's right under casino.
Oh, casino tree. But these are hot, eh?
I'm showing you. Paradise come up with all kind of games.
Come on, I need to go slap something on my account, man.
I might as well top up one time. Roll!
Paradise Games, where every spin is a chance to win.
Paradise Games reminds you to please game responsibly.
Some snipping headlines across the world. The Prime Minister's office in Nepal says massive flash floods on Wednesday have killed at least 160 people. Officials say 403 people, including 28 police officials and 341 foreign nationals, are reported missing. Neighboring China has reported at least 3 people killed and 265 missing in a border community in the country's Tibet region. The Nepal Tourism Board spokesperson said 133 missing people were killed from India, 47 from the United States, 34 from Australia, 33 from Britain, and 24 from Canada, adding that people from at least 26 countries had been present in the affected area. A fire triggered by an exploding air conditioner killed 14 newborns in a hospital nursery in Pakistan's capital on Wednesday. Only one baby of the 15 was rescued. Television footage showed rescue workers using ladders to reach the third-floor nursery through broken windows. Grieving parents and relatives gathered at the hospital, some weeping, while others demanded answers. The government has opened an investigation, and the Prime Minister ordered the Health Secretary, the Health Ministry's highest civil servant, to be removed from office. Japan and the Organization of American States, OAS, signed a $3 million agreement to expand Haiti's identification system as the country prepares for elections after years without elected national institutions. The identification initiative is significant beyond the electoral process. A national identification card can determine whether Haitians can establish their legal identity, access government and social services, and participate in elections. For Haitians displaced by violence or living in remote areas, expanding mobile registration could make it easier to obtain identification and participate in the electoral process. On the other side of this break, celebrating a decade of innovation and technology, Alive is marking 10 years of serving the Bahamian community with excellence. And then in our news at 7:30, education officials are making their final rounds to ensure schools are ready. The minister with responsibility gets a first-hand look. That's coming up when our news continues.
The Jilly Radara makes life so much easier. Owning a production company means that I'm on the road constantly going to shoots. So one of the advantages of having a truck like this is it's a beautiful 2026 truck, but it's still rugged. You could go home, plug into your home charger, so you don't ever have to think about gas. If you need space, you need something that is efficient, you need something that you feel comfortable in as a business owner. The Jilly Radara ticks every one of those boxes. For me, Easy Car Sales made the process as simple as possible. It's unbeatable.
From the field to the fresh market, you will find fresh, delicious, mouth-watering produce and meat. Discover organic, specialty, and healthy grocery products for everyday cooking. Your adventure awaits. Experience the fresh escape. Sign up today for My Solomon Smart Rewards at Solomon's Fresh Market.
The Lick celebrates the Bahamian spirit, from culture and craft to our reefs and jungle, preserving what's ours, shaping what's next. Like, it's in our hands.
For over 2 decades, our loyal viewers have made us the most watched and trusted half hour of television. And now, with more reasons to watch.
Those chaotic scenes from Parliament this morning as the mace dramatically thrown through the windows.
Our news, weeknights at 7:30 with Atalia Hall. Just another reason to stay with the team you already trust.
Welcome back. It's been 10 years since Alive entered the Bahamian telecommunications market, giving customers a new choice and changing the way many of us stay connected. Since then, the company has grown beyond mobile, expanding into fiber services. As Alive marks a decade in the Bahamas, our Delvardo Emmanuel sat down with the company's CEO to reflect on the journey and find out what's next.
Think about how much your phone and your internet have become a part of your everyday life. We bank on it, watch TV on it, work on it, and for many of us, it's how we keep in touch with just about everyone. Now, think back 10 years. The technology was different. The options were fewer, and Alive was just entering the market. Alive Chief Executive Officer John Gomez has been on that journey every step of the way.
Being able to build a network that is reliable and also be able to provide innovation to our customers. But more importantly, to be able to enter a market that we could really drive and provide meaningful competition in the market, in the telecoms market.
Gomez says giving Bahamians another choice while building a network that could keep up with what customers wanted has been been one of the company's greatest accomplishments. And as Alive grew, so did the challenges of keeping Bahamians connected. He says that's particularly true in a country where communities are spread across so many islands. The goal, he says, has been to make sure a customer in a family island can get the same level of service as someone in New Providence. But while Alive has been expanding its reach, the technology behind the service has also been changing.
Fiber is a technology that's going to be here for years. And so we are putting in the infrastructure that will be able to position us so that we can continue to layer additional services and products on top of our network. And so continuing to build our network to ensure that we have, one, the resilience, the core network to be able to provide any level of services that come in the future.
That migration is now one of the company's biggest projects, with some 48,000 homes expected to make the switch. But moving that many customers from one network to another hasn't come without some growing pains.
What we've been doing internally is working with our teams to ensure that we can close that gap so that experience in terms of migrating those customers from the existing services to the new services can be as seamless as possible.
Looking ahead, here's what Gomez says customers can continue to expect.
Innovation, innovation, innovation. So we continue to look and to monitor and to see what's happening with technology so that we can ensure that our customers stay connected and they also have the ability to be able to use or to leverage any particular services or products on top of our network.
So 10 years in, Alive is celebrating how far it has come, while Gomez says the work now is to make sure the network and the customer experience can keep up where technology is headed next. Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
And congratulations to Alive on such a milestone. To watch any of today's top stories, be sure to visit our news.bs, or of course you can take our news with you on the go simply by searching up our News Bahamas on where you get your platforms. That's going to do it for our news at 7. I'm Megan Shepherd, handing it over to our Talia Hall-Thomas for the latest headlines. Talia.
Thanks so much, Megan, and happy Wednesday. All right, coming up, regional and local law enforcement leaders meeting for a firearms trafficking workshop addressing the challenge of keeping illegal firearms out of our communities. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news live at 7:30, government moving ahead with the next phase of labor law reforms with changes expected to strengthen workplace protections.
The revised legislation and it's in the form that we received it from the stakeholders is at the law reform, so it's at drafting.
Also, law enforcement officials from across the region are meeting to tackle firearm trafficking with growing concerns about the role of gangs in the illegal gun trade. Plus, a Bahamian man behind bars in Florida facing human smuggling charges. We have the latest. And later, with classes starting next week, education officials are making final checks at schools across the country. The story when our news live at 7:30 returns.
For our organization, having LAMP means that our staff have access to awesome healthcare with a JCI accredited hospital where they don't have to endure long wait lines. What I like most about being a part of LAMP is that our staff can go into any doctor's hospital clinic, present their ID, and get services immediately, even throughout the Family Islands. When we go through our general orientation, when they find out that we have LAMP services through doctor's hospital, to see the excitement on their faces brings a joy that I cannot even explain. LAMP gives persons who would not necessarily have access to good service an opportunity to be seen by some of our top physicians. Pairing LAMP with NHI or a health insurance will give you premium services like you would have never known that you had access to. So I would recommend it so that persons can be covered as best as they can. LAMP in one sentence, I would say that LAMP is affordable and awesome. Thanks so much for
for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall-Thomas. First tonight, government moving into phase 2 with its plans to revise the country's labor legislation with the aim of strengthening workplace protections, and bringing the laws in line with the changing needs of workers and employers. The reform package is expected to replace or update several key pieces of labor legislation, including laws governing industrial relations, employment conditions, health and safety, trade unions, and minimum wages. Labor Minister Pia Glover says the revised legislation is now with the Law Reform Commission for drafting.
Revised legislation, and it's in the form that we received it from the stakeholders, is at the law reform, so it's at drafting. We're looking forward anxiously to getting it out of drafting, having a final consultation with the stakeholders, taking it to cabinet and then on to parliament. And I am keeping my fingers crossed that maybe before the end of this year, because we definitely want to see those improved conditions in our legislation for the labor movement going forward. As we move on, we are still looking at our unemployment rate, and we're also looking at some new amendments that may come in the future regarding technology and AI and how we manage and legislate that in the workplace.
The push for another minimum wage increase has been on the table for some time, with Trade Union Congress President Obie Ferguson previously calling for the weekly minimum wage to move from $260 to $350. Ferguson has argued that the increase is needed to help workers deal with the rising cost of living. Overall, reminding the public that any further increase would have to be considered through the National Tripartite Council and Cabinet. But it's not off the table. She adds consultation is ongoing.
Consultation is absolutely ongoing towards a livable wage. We just had recent discussions at the 113th ILC in Geneva, where that continues to be a subject not only for the Bahamas, but indeed globally. We are looking at how we are going to assist our workers with continuing to meet the cost of living demands. In terms of another minimum wage increase, that's something that has to be determined by the cabinet, but it is something that is being looked at, spoken about, with, of course, wanting to move towards a more permanent livable wage condition, which is guided by the work of the National Tripartite Council.
All right, well, throughout the nation, thousands of lives have been lost to gun violence over the years, and the problem extends well beyond our borders. Around the region, countries are also grappling with the challenge of keeping illegal firearms out of their communities. This week, regional and local law enforcement leaders are meeting for a firearms trafficking workshop. CARICOM Impacts is partnering with local law enforcement to conduct the sessions, which are designed to educate and sensitize officers about the threats posed by firearms trafficking. But officials say the challenge goes beyond the flow of illegal guns. Deputy Executive Director of CARICOM Impacts, Tanya Ayo says gang influence is also becoming an increasing concern.
As you know, in the region, gang activity is quite high. It's not only in the Northern Caribbean, and yes, we do hear about Haiti, but we also know that in the Southern Caribbean, the activity is quite high as well, and they cross borders. So it's important that when we do this sensitization, we address the issue of gangs and how they move, how they operate.
Also joining the workshop was United States Ambassador to the Bahamas, Herschel Walker, who says while both countries have differing views on its citizens' rights to bear arms, they are working together to stop the illegal flow of weapons.
We're advancing technologies to detect firearms at the port of entry and exit. We're identifying, targeting, dismantling criminal networks. We're seizing guns, ammunition. We're headed to the Caribbean region to do the same. We're holding firearm traffickers accountable with prosecution and giving them long prison sentences. But the most important thing we're doing is collaborating with the Caribbean and the Bahamas.
Well, a Bahamian man is being held in a Florida prison on human smuggling charges. 36-year-old Henrik Walks was arrested on August 18th after the boat he was captaining lost steering control and began taking on water about 22 miles off from Miami-Dade County. According to a federal complaint, Customs and Border Protection agents allegedly saw Walks handing handfuls of cash to the 18 passengers on the distressed vessel. 3 of the passengers had previously been deported from the United States. A check of the boat's GPS system showed that the boat had left from Bimini. Some immigration and customs officers say they have been turned away from medical services after their insurance policies were suspended. That's according to President of the Bahamas Customs, Immigration and Allied Workers Union, Deron Brooks, who says the issue has been going on for months. Brooks says the problem dates back to October 2025 and that since December, the union has been seeking answers from senior immigration and customs officials. He says the matter was eventually escalated to the Ministry of Public Service, but the union has yet to receive a response. Speaking at a press conference today, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell said he was unaware of the issue until the union recently released a statement.
I spoke to the Minister of State and to the PS because it surprised me, this business, because I thought this had all been resolved back in July. What I understand is there was a misapplication of some payments that resulted in some people being denied service, but the matter has now been resolved.
Brooks acknowledges he did not raise the matter directly with Mitchell, saying the union was following the proper chain of command. However, he says he's not received any formal confirmation that the issue has been resolved.
Saying that it's been resolved, right, that's one thing. But what we see happening is something else, and we haven't received any formal communication. So all we're looking for, if you're saying that it's formally resolved, can we have something in writing to that effect?
Switching gears now, nice temperatures in the capital on this Hump Day Wednesday. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Warm evening on the outside, temperatures in the upper 80s, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your winds out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature, feels like 97 degrees on the outside. Satellite radar composite active across the northwest Bahamas today as an upper level low with some moisture in place, triggering widespread showers and thunderstorm activity across that area, prompting some severe thunderstorm warnings earlier today. Looking like we're going to see some more of those showers tonight through tomorrow as that upper level low continues to slowly slide towards the west, bringing some more moisture across the area and a little bit of instability. There's a second low near Puerto Rico that's expected to be in our neck of the woods by the end of the weekend. That will continue to enhance some more showers. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. We'll take a look at the tropics and your extended forecast later on in the newscast.
Still to come on our news, with classes starting next week, education officials are making their final checks.
As the new minister, I recognize that school repairs would be my first challenge.
Also, young girls with a passion for science and technology are getting an opportunity to build their skills through STEM training from the Cable Bahamas group. And later, Commonwealth Brewery is celebrating 40 years in the Bahamas, but its story goes far beyond brewing. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Bing bang bing. Bing bang bing. Bing bing bang. Bang bang bang. Bing bang bing. Bing bang bing. Bing bing bang. Bam bam bang. Bing bang bing. Bam bam. Bing bang bing. Bing bang bing. Bing bing bang.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Hurricane season is here and preparation is key. Stay connected to the R News team and the RTV network for comprehensive coverage you can count on. Our team of expert meteorologists and reporters provide accurate and up-to-date information that focuses on your safety and what matters most to you and your family. Rely on the team you trust for all of the latest developments this hurricane season. Tune in and stay informed. Your safety depends on it.
With the first school bell set to ring next week, education officials are making their final rounds to ensure schools are ready. The education minister is getting a first-hand look at summer renovations and responding to some of the questions and concerns parents have ahead of the new school year. Our Chanasa Alden reports.
Before the school bell rings, the final touches are being made, with schools expected to be ready to welcome students back for the new school year. Officials toured Sybil Strawn Primary School and C.I. Gibson, getting a first-hand look at the work completed over the summer. Education Minister Chester Cooper says ensuring schools were ready to welcome students was at the top of his list.
As the new minister, I recognize that school repairs would be my first challenge, and I'm not ashamed to say that I went to great lengths to somewhat micromanage the process.
Member of Parliament for the area, Pia Glover Roll, was also on the tour. She says that the ongoing effort to get schools where they need to be includes making sure classrooms have the basic supplies and resources students and teachers need.
We'll also be donating air conditions so that all the classrooms, as you would have seen, some of the classrooms have air conditions, but some do not. We'll be donating air conditioned units to the classrooms.
But beyond the repairs, there are other issues getting attention as the new school year approaches. One of them is the ongoing controversy over hair restrictions in schools. Cooper addressed the issue saying,
quite frankly, the policy exists. That policy is going to continue. We have uniforms for a reason.
There's also been a post circulating online suggesting that some public schools are requiring students to carry certain colored backpacks. Cooper says that is not the case.
In my living room right now on the way to Exuma, it's about 500 backpacks of multiple colors. They're beautiful, and I don't believe that there's any school restricting them in the public system, that is.
And with the final touches now being made, contractors are expected to wrap up the remaining work by this weekend, keeping the focus on the goal, making sure schools are ready on day one. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chanasa Houghton.
All right, thanks so much for that, Chanasa. Well, is there a young girl in your life with a passion for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, better known as STEM? Well, a group of young girls are getting an opportunity to expand their knowledge in these exciting fields thanks to complimentary training being offered by the Cable Bahamas group of companies. Our Daniel Miller tells us more.
Your daughter, your niece, or even you watching can enroll in a unique opportunity. It's a program for girls in grades 9 through 12 to get training in STEM, all funded by Cable Bahamas.
A new initiative is aiming to equip Bahamian girls with skills and confidence to become future leaders in innovation and STEM. Ignite Her is the first program under Cable Bahamas Limited's Inspire Her Academy and will be delivered by Happy STEM Bahamas. The 13-week program begins September 12th with sessions held twice per week. It will provide participants with mentorship and hands-on learning focused on leadership, innovation, and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Program Director Krishard Lang of Happy Human Bahamas explains more about the areas participants will explore throughout the program.
They'll explore computer-aided design, being able to use 3D modeling software in a constructive way and, bring designs to life and understand the technicality behind that, the math behind that, and then manufacture those through means of 3D printing or laser cutting. They'll also be exposed to the foundations of programming. As we know, software is everywhere.
Other topics covered in the program include sensor programming and cybersecurity, giving participants the opportunity to gain practical, hands-on experience. Participation is limited to 20 girls, and interested applicants must submit an application through the Cable Cares Foundation website at www.cablecaresfoundation.com with parental or guardian consent required. Lang says no prior experience in STEM or coding is necessary, making the program accessible to girls who are interested in exploring these fields for the first time.
The baseline prerequisite, actually, like as alluded earlier, is curiosity, right? Do you have a genuine interest in this sort of work and understanding that this is a journey?
The deadline to apply for the Ignite Her program is this Friday, August 28th. Senior Communications Coordinator at Cable Bahamas, Taja Longley, says the initiative demonstrates CBL's commitment to staying at the forefront of the country's technology sector.
We have about 50% women in our C-suite right now that's working in the tech field and communications field, and that's something that's not really heard of. It's something that's unprecedented, and we really want to promote that, hey, this is possible, and provide that opportunity for more Bahamian girls to, become the next leaders of the technology sector in the Bahamas.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
Coming up in sports, in tennis, the teachers are the ones getting the lessons now. Clay is as excited about being close to the Bahamas as Bahamians are about being close to Miami. Then big RBI nights for Jazz and BJ, but no wins.
Informed healthcare decisions begin with accurate diagnostics, and access to laboratory services have never been easier. Our facilities are available across the Bahamas, and our team will even come to you. Your samples are meticulously processed using state-of-the-art equipment, ensuring accurate results, giving your physician all the information to establish the correct course of treatment. Choose Doctors Hospital for your lab services. Call or visit a lab collection site today.
Celebrates the Bahamian spirit, from culture and craft to our reefs and jungle, preserving what's ours, shaping what's next. Like, it's in our hands.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The best way to get the game of tennis out there, gotta teach the teachers. To that end, the Bahamas Foundation and the John McEnroe Tennis Center are putting the rackets in the hands of the people charged with reaching the next generation. The foundation is working toward getting more Bahamian kids into tennis. That effort starts with equipment, access, and knowledge of the game. Dozens of government school PE teachers recently got a course in tennis at the John McEnroe Tennis Center, learning the basics, the rules, the regulations, but more importantly, how to teach the game. The training is a part of Bahamas Junior Tennis Pilot Program, which will introduce red ball tennis into PE classes at 5 primary schools and reach about 3,500 students. But the bigger play here is giving young Bahamians more options and possibly finding that next generation of athletes in sports they may never have had access to before. Not saying it's a guarantee, but it has worked out that way. Every time Clay plays near water, he wins a couple championships. And this body of water just happens to be close to home. The 4-time NBA champ signed a 2-year deal with the Miami Heat, but when he spoke spoke to the media about his new home, he made sure to mention something we already know very well, the impact of the Bahamas.
Being so close to the Bahamas for the first time in my life is so special. I get to play in front of my cousins and my aunties, and I get to just have such a close connection to my family being in South Florida. It's so close to Nassau, so I'm really excited about that.
We know Clay's lineage, son of top pick and two-time champ Sweet Bells Thompson, and the younger brother of Mikey Thompson, former player and current member of the senior men's national team coaching staff. And as we speak, they're game planning to take on Uruguay tomorrow night, wearing Anta, of course, the brand Clay has an endorsement deal with. See how it all comes full circle? Thompson previously joined Team Bahamas for training camp ahead of the Olympic qualifier. We've seen him warm up in a Bahamas national team jersey before a Warriors game against the Heat. Then one of the first workout videos to surface after his move to Miami, Clay in Bahamas gear getting up shots at the UM gym. BJ and Jazz had some late inning heroics. Wasn't enough to get their teams wins, but it was enough for us to talk about these numbers. Murray went 3 for 5 with 4 RBI for the Iowa Cubs in their 9-6 loss to Omaha in AAA play. All he needed for the cycle was the home run. He had an RBI triple in the first, 2 RBI double in the 8th, and an RBI single in the 9th. Murray's now hitting .298 with 14 homers, 66 RBI, and an .887 OPS this season. Meanwhile, in the Bronx, Jazz was trying to keep the Yankees alive against Houston. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. His single in the 8th brought the Yankees within 1, but Houston added an insurance run in the 9th to seal it 9-7. This recent streak has Jazz sitting at a .221 average on the year. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10OIS, and we are restarting the Get Clay to Play campaign, and I know how much this country loves catchy slogans, but we need it to work everywhere else too. It's about time for FIBA to do the right thing with these citizenship rules, and for USA Basketball to do the right thing. Because the USA always does the right thing.
Still ahead on our news tonight, Commonwealth Brewery is celebrating 40 years in the Bahamas, but its story goes far beyond brewing. And Greg is back with their extended weather forecast when our news returns. Stay with us.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
The Jilly Radara makes life so much easier. Owning a production company means that I'm on the road constantly going to shoots. So one of the advantages of having a truck like this is it's a beautiful 2026 truck, but it's still rugged. You could go home, plug into your home charger, so you don't ever have to think about gas. Yeah, you need space, you need something that is efficient, you need something that you feel comfortable in as a business owner. The Jilly Radara ticks every one of those boxes. For me, Easy Car Sales made the process as simple as possible. It's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. It's unbeatable.
Celebrates the Bahamian spirit, from culture and craft to our reefs and jungle, preserving what's ours, shaping what's next. Like, it's in our hands.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
This is our news. Welcome back. Only tracking one area in the tropics, that system near Bermuda has pushed towards the north and east, moving into some cooler waters, and we're not going to see much in terms of any development, but we're watching the system just several hundred miles to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. This is the area that we're tracking. National Hurricane Center giving that still a medium chance, had it at 70% yesterday, now it's down to 60%. A lot of Saharan dust affecting this area, and there's a high pressure to the north that's steering it more towards the west-northwest. Eventually, the system will be moving near the Les Antilles by the end of the week, possibly making it to tropical depression or tropical storm status. And if it does move to tropical storm status, we'll carry the name of Dolly, but we don't anticipate any significant development. But once it gets near the Les Antilles, it's going to be moving into an area that is not going to be very conducive for any development, but we will continue to track the system as it continues to move towards the west. Closer to home, upper level low spinning across the northwest Bahamas, triggering widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. Most of the central and southeast Bahamas are remaining kind of quiet, but this system, that low, will move towards the west, keeping us with some unsettled weather across the northwest Bahamas. Another low near Puerto Rico will get into our neck of the woods by the end of the weekend. That will continue to enhance some shower activity as well during the weekend time. Future forecast showing the moisture across the northwest Bahamas and Florida. That's going to stay with us, weakening overnight, but tomorrow we started all over again with the showers and thunderstorms popping up, and Thursday into Friday still carrying some more of that, and that upper level low expected to be moving into our neck of the woods for the weekend. Boating forecast, northwest and central Bahamas, quiet waters across the area, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots. They will fall light and rebel at times, seas running 2 to 4 feet. High tide is at 7:44 tonight. The low tide takes place at 1:58 in the morning. For the southeast Bahamas, that caution flag remains in place. Easterly wind flow at 15 knots. Seas will be running 3 to 5 feet. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, with that upper level low spinning in our neck of the woods, we'll continue to keep the showers in the forecast. That will take us into the weekend. Off and on showers. Highest chance on Saturday with that upper level low from Puerto Rico moving to our area. And then we taper off a little bit. Start of next week, more showers in the forecast. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, Commonwealth Brewery Limited is marking 40 years of brewing in the Bahamas, but the company's contribution to the country goes well beyond the products it makes. As we continue our 4-part series looking at CBL's 4 decades in the Bahamas tonight, our Camilla takes a look at the company's long-standing connection to Bahamian culture and its commitment to communities across the country. Let's take a look.
For decades, CARICOM has been more than just a Bahamian beer. And if you ask former CARICOM senior brand manager Cresswell Ferguson, the brand has become closely associated with the country's culture.
CARICOM has been rushing to the beat of the Bahamian spirit since 1988, started by Dr. Off, who was the first product and promotion manager, right? And that really put CARICOM as something that's firmly rooted in what it means to be Bahamian. And everything that we do is built around 4 C's: culture, cowbell, conservation, and connection. And we found ways to bring all of those 4 C's to life.
And one of the clearest examples of that connection is CARICOM's long-standing commitment to Junkanoo.
The thing that CARICOM does that takes it to a whole other level is making that active participation a part of how we approach Junkanoo through our CARICOM's Junkanoo group. So you have your Tanyas, Denzil, Nicolas, who've been there for 2-3 decades, that have been a part of making sure that we bring this brand to life, and it's something that people can feel. CARICOM also, when it comes to connection and inter-island connection, we have an unwavering commitment of family islands, regattas, festivals, homecomings. Millions of dollars has been spent to make sure that we not only preserve but help evolve what it means to be Bahamian through our culture.
But beyond just sponsoring the cultural event, CBL Senior Corporate Affairs and Sustainability Manager Arnett Ingram shares this interesting fact.
Cardboard that you would see on the parade, and also what you would see some of the schools use when they have their parades. CBL also donates that towards the Junkanoo groups as well.
CBL's commitment to the community extends well beyond Junkanoo and cultural events. The company has also maintained a long-standing presence in charitable and community initiatives, supporting organizations and causes across the country.
Both the Bahamas Red Cross, the Bahamas AIDS Foundation, the Bahamas National Trust, University of the Bahamas, all of them have been the recipients of sponsorship and donations from CBL. Beyond that, we've sponsored numerous churches and numerous sporting organizations.
And as Commonwealth Brewery looks to the next 40 years, the company says being a good corporate citizen also means taking care of the environment.
So CBL has also used the spent grains from what we brew here at the facility to support local farmers. So really, it's not just about giving back to the communities, but also building up the communities in which we serve.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Camilla Mizik.
All right, awesome job. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall-Thomas. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.